Yeah, and what's the story with mold? I heard just,
Yep.
and it's funny when you're talking and there's gossip and people and things, you don't know what to rely on or not. But there was this interesting conversation about mold in the home, and if you call and say, "Hey, we're taking a mold," it goes under some mold rider, which may cap the expense at like 10,000. But if you were on the beach and it sat for 2 weeks, I mean, I would assume what like are there any of
Yeah.
those kind of things that people didn't know that?
Yes, for sure. So almost every policy will always have mold limitation, and majority of the homeowners policy, especially in Florida, their mold limitation is $10,000. So no matter what, no matter which way it came from, you're going to have only $10,000 that goes to mold remediation. So the reason why we tell people to be really cautious about not saying that, because there is a difference between water mitigation and mold mitigation, but they can potentially overlap. So what you want to make sure is that the insurance company will try to say, okay, well, all of these walls were damaged and behind the walls, or you potentially have mold that's coming through the ceiling. And so you're going to say, well, I have to do a mold mitigation, and you'll take all of that out. You've got to do air scrubbers to clean the air and all of those things. And the insurance company will say, well, all that's mold. So, and let's say that your invoice is $25,000. Well, if you're working with an expert like an attorney or a public adjuster, those people know how to potentially actually state it to the insurance company, when you should have said, because of the water damage, we had to take off the walls. And the only thing we did for mold was the air scrubbers. It wasn't actually to remove the drywall and the floor and those kind of things. Even though they have mold on them, they're being removed because they actually had contaminated water that came in through your ceiling. So it's just one of those things that, like, the reason why they say be careful saying mold to the insurance company and then acting like all of that remediation was really for mold, when really part of it's for water and part of it's for mold. Usually allows you to stay underneath that mold cap. In a regular residential home, you can usually do a mold mitigation if you use the right company for $10,000, a normal sized home. So because you're packaging it with the water mitigation that needs to be done.